I don't think parents should be notified. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is involve a parent in some of these issues based on their own beliefs and their own culture. And that will cause that student to commit suicide.
Jane Sheehan, recommendation number 1, the parental right to information about their child. The need to keep parents informed of significant school issues is important. While staff members act in loco parentis on behalf of students, this privilege must give way to the right of parents or guardians to be apprised of matters pertaining to the health and well-being of their own minor children. This is especially true for transgendered or gender non-conforming youth, as they are more at risk for mental illness, including depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts and attempts, and self-harm than their non-transgender peers. Barring any specific legal prohibition, requests for information made by a parent, parents, or guardian should suffice to permit staff to respond to any questions about their child, including issues related to gender.
And I'd like to point out on the parental right to information, I don't think parents should be notified, simply because society assumes that every child has a well-meaning family culture that is accepting of this. Sometimes the worst thing you can do is involve a parent in some of these issues based on their own beliefs and their own culture. And that will cause that student to commit suicide. If you tell a student who's trusted you, who has come out to say that I'm lesbian, and you now go back and tell the parent, that child has no faith in that school system ever again and will never come forward with any information. These kids are normal. This is just who they are. That's just the way it is. So my point would be that we never notify a parent on these issues unless the child's life is in danger. And then I think we have to err on the side of implied consent, that if we need to, we have to. If I know this student truly is suicidal, they've attempted, yeah, I'm going to notify the parents. Actually, you're not probably notifying anybody. The hospital and the emergency services are going to handle all of that.
No, I will just say I appreciate the comments by my two colleagues. I am in complete agreement. I think I agree. Some of the comments I think show a lack of understanding of the process to come out, which is obviously a very personal process, one that I have gone through. I would completely discount the recommendations that have been made, and I urge my colleagues to do so because it just shows a complete lack of understanding.
And I did some further research. There's only 10 states in the United States that have mandatory parental notification. All the other states are like, no, we're not telling them. So it's not like we're the oddball. We're doing pretty much what everybody else is doing if we don't notify.
Just one more thing I want to say on that note was that the underlying theme that I picked up from a lot of the questions was, well, how come you don't notify a parent about if they're drinking? How come you don't notify a parent about if they skip school? And I think it's important to note that those things are either illegal or against policy. And it presumes that there is something inherently wrong with being transgender and thus needs to be notified. And that's not the case. We don't notify parents if, Billy kisses Susie or Susie kisses Sally. We're not notifying parents of those things. Being transgender is, like you said, Debbie, somebody's identity. It's not something that they have done wrong. And I think that goes to your point, Erin, about understanding and awareness. And maybe that's something we can work on as a district. But I think these recommendations are. I agree with you, Rob. I truly am horrified by this. I'll be honest. I think I certainly will not be entertaining them.